Bspotpodcast, man. We in here with Young Cannon, man.
What's poppin',
out here,
man?
just what you just flew back from Atlanta?
Come on, man.
Yeah, listen, man. You over here, man. Listen, he doing some big things, man. He taking it there. You feel me?
Yeah.
With this summer, how you feeling this summer? How you feeling like you coming?
Oh, this summer we about to fuck them up.
About to fuck him up.
We about to go crazy this summer. Just more visual content, more music. You feel what I'm saying? More everything and shit. You know.
Okay. So like, you know, if y'all know, man, I went to high school with my man Young Cannon right here.
Yeah,
man.
We go way back.
He definitely like is a good dude, man. Definitely showed me, you know, a lot about the music lane. You feel me? Back to like beating on the tables. You mean back in high school, you know?
Yeah.
Fresh out of middle school, I was over here like, dang, you know. I remember when I first ran into him, I was like, dang, bro, he definitely be on his own note. He definitely be in tune with music. He know what he talking about. And he definitely know how to throw it down on the beat. So,
yeah.
You know, I was definitely, you know, I got to give you your flowers, bro.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Because, listen, you one of the ones, though. You one of the ones that know that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you court that live.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Back when y'all did that first
lunchroom tables and all of that. Niggas ain't catch that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they ain't get all that. They ain't get to see all that.
Yeah,
but, you know,
we came a long way.
No, literally. So, like, how the process been going lately? Like, since you've been out of the city and you've been able to expand?
Everything just been going up, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold. Like, it took, you know, a turn at different chapters of my life, you know what I'm saying, for me to like do different things.
Okay.
So like outside of the music, like, you mean, I also went to school and got my degree in audio engineering.
Okay.
Became an engineer. Okay. So started doing that behind the scenes, then got into video work, you know, learning about the video production.
What?
Doing show production, building live shows, getting into acting.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You got any shows or any movies you've been in?
Oh, what? I was on BMF. We done did an NBA commercial and all that for the playoffs like a year ago. And I mean, it's a couple things, some independent movies like you feel what I'm saying? But we cooking right now and everything I'm doing is all about to be, you know, my productions. So we got it in the works, you feel me?
Okay. I like what I'm hearing, man. It sound like things going pretty good in the right direction, you know.
Yeah,
Have
bro.
you been able to, like, network since you've been out there? Like, any people that you've been able to lock in with or, like, give you some knowledge on the game?
Yeah, definitely. So many people. I mean, you know, from Florida to Atlanta, it's the versatility, too, you know, because all my peoples in Atlanta that was already out there, they already like had the concrete foundation. Okay. So once I got out there, you know, I was able to build off top of that and then, you know, have my own wave. You feel what I'm saying? People mess with me for me and all that. So, you know, networking going crazy though. Like we running into everybody out there. You feel what I'm saying? We in the rooms.
I believe it's black excellence out there.
Yeah, we in them rooms and all that. You feel what I'm saying? But it's about knowing what to do in them rooms, knowing what to say, playing your part. So, you know, we just gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, like I feel like that's the right direction to go about it because like a lot of artists in Philly they be so like stuck on the different dynamics of music, like you know the new version. But I feel like you come with like a different type of sound. Yeah, like it's still give back. Like it's not like all right, you taking your sound and trying to mix it with what's going on there. You still pushing the old school, you know, bringing it back. Like
that real rap.
Yeah, that
real
rap.
Like
Gospel,
real hip hop. You know? That's that ghetto gospel, man. Ghetto gospel out right now. Like that's why I had to do it, bro, because you know that's what we missing. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when you think about the general perspective of music, you feel what I'm saying? Just what everybody think. Like if you ask everybody like what you think of rap or what's wrong with rap, what you think they're gonna say?
They probably just try to make it seem like they be getting ripped off or something.
Nah, the people listening to the music.
Oh, the people that listen.
The people listening to it be like, yo, it's what's wrong with the rap music nowadays?
I feel like they would probably just talk about like what people's talking about.
Yeah,
you know, like the dynamic or how they feel personally on their image on how they look at the music.
Yeah,
you know,
like because it's different. But when I feel like the general people gonna say what's gonna be messed up is you know the killing and the music and all of the stuff like that. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not making music like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going against whatever the general perspective is. Like when you hear my shit, oh, this a whole breath of fresh air.
That's something different. Yeah, like I feel exactly what you're saying. I feel like that's like that. You talking more like that drill music. Yeah, like that's like I feel like that's something that I was just talking like a couple people about that. I was like, back then it was like a couple years ago, like back when we was in high school and all that. You was about to graduate. The whole dynamic was different. It was more organic. It was more like, all right, we speaking about what's going on. Like about us, not more so about like a block or what's going on. Like so, it's like. It's crazy, like how the drill scene from one place turned up like the whole place, the whole United
Chicago
States
turned it all up and all that. And it ain't just them, but that was like that.
Yeah, that was like, that, you know what I'm saying? They took it there, like it was like
they influenced a lot of motherfuckers and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, like now, like because that was a different style of drill back then.
Exactly.
Now the style of drill was a whole nother wave where it's just more like. It's just more bad, like you feel what I'm saying, and look, to each his own. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't knocking nobody's shit, but my shit, when we play that, that's gonna be a whole different feel.
Okay,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a different feel.
Do you feel like that scene if you was able to, how can I say, like, be able to push more on that, on what you're pushing with your music? Do you feel like that could change the dynamic of what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you'll be able to like expand that? Because I feel like you are in a whole different city, so it's like a different type of outlook. Because like it's a whole nother fan base for you. Yeah, Philly's still gonna show you love too. Yeah, you leaving and being able to expand. And do you feel like it's more comfortable to be out there? Like it's more like able to focus. You don't have to worry about like somebody calling your phone. Yo, bro, like I got a problem. I need you to come down here. Like or like, anything. Like all the little randoms. You
just deal with the dumb shit every day. Like just. Just something else keep hitting you, but I mean, it's really like it's the company you keep and it's the environment you at too. It's like with Atlanta, it's like the sun shined a little bit brighter out there. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? The air a little bit different and all that. Like you feel what I'm saying? And people is a little bit more open. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that. Those little, you feel what I'm saying, John, right there.
That's like a whole different like ball.
That'd be everything.
So do you feel like the connection out there with people, like how like I never really got to like be out. Like I went out there, like I went out there for like a game or something. But I never got to like be around how it is out there. Like how does it feel to like go to the studio out there and lock in with an engineer out there? Like is it like a different type of feeling?
It's a whole it's a whole nother vibe because you never know who you gonna see. In Philly, it's like we so limited to the resources. Like you feel what I'm saying? You already gotta be somebody of status to have the resources. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but on the come up, like it'd be hard. But in Atlanta, it's like you could run into a motherfucker you could just book a studio session. If that nigga at the studio session, like somebody in the position of power and you make the right move and the right play, you feel what I'm saying?
That could go you for it.
Change your whole situation.
I feel like with that, it's like, all right, it's a whole nother outlook on it because now it's like, all right, how we gonna go about it? Is we gonna push off of just being able to network through the city, or will we still try to like bring back how old roots was? Because how a lot of artists, they really want to still feel like they still back in Philly. Do you feel like you being out of Philly changed your whole dynamic, or do you feel like you still want to come, still want to be home, like in the same way?
I mean, it definitely changed the dynamic, but it's being home and touching my people. You feel what I'm saying? Of the city and all of that. That ain't never going to change. So when I'm in Atlanta, that's one of my missions. You feel what I'm saying? To touch my people in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not stopping there. Yeah. Because my people all around the world. My people is everybody who rock with me and who fuck with me. Like, I got people from all over the whole world. You feel what I'm saying?
Phone up, trying to get in connects.
Tapping in. You feel what I'm saying? Listening to the music, just supporting, just, just, cheering for a nigga and shit like that. So, you don't want to limit yourself and box yourself into this, you feel what I'm saying? To this Philly shit, because it get bad. You feel what I'm saying? It get bad. And then, they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Until they hate you again.
You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, that's like, I feel like high school, but like, we went back to Parkway. Like, it was like a whole different ball game. Like, I got exposed to like something totally different. Cause going into high school, you probably looking around, but it always felt like, it it was like a process to get through, you know, like it's new people, it's different exposure, you feel me? People get in your head, you know, certain things, but like once you get to college, it's like, all right, that's the next step, you know. Now you grew a little bit, you learned a lot, you went through what you had to go through, you're not home, you gotta figure out what you want to do and how you want to go about it. But I feel like a lot of people, you know, they don't go to college, or some people want to do a different route, or some people want to do this, but it's nothing wrong about that. You know, it's more so about what you want to do, and if you got a goal, so you're not just stationary.
Facts.
You know, a lot of people, you know, I know you probably dealt with like a lot of people from high school, or probably people that you knew like from the community. That's like you had watched before, like a minute, like dang, like this is what it is. Like, you know, I probably had to leave certain people alone just to be able to blossom.
You got to. You got to. Like, first of all, bro, everybody can't go. Yeah. Everybody can't go. And that's just what it is. Like, I mean, because all of the homies and shit that's rocking with you and shit that you think rocking with you, when push come to shove and it get real, they ain't rocking with you. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
They be like.
Yeah. Like, they'll tell you slide, but they won't tell you to slide and get some money.
True.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, come slide with me to a fucking job interview, nigga. Come slide with me over here. Like, slide to a play. Like, let's get some bread.
Let's put something together.
You mean, put me in a situation where it get deadly. You feel what I'm saying? And sad to say, that be every day in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? And it be niggas dying off other niggas' situations and shit like that. Niggas don't even be having shit to do with certain shit. Sometimes. You feel me?
And that'd be the craziest part, because a lot of the times I be feeling like that's what really be hitting home. Like, that's really what's been going on a lot of the times, like with Deaf and Philly. So, like, did you ever had to deal with any like anything that you feel like you put into your music? Because I seen your cover, I seen that you know you had like probably family members or anybody like that was close to you that you put on your album cover. So do you feel like, you know, that was like the motivation right there for like that project that you put together?
Yup, absolutely. My little cousin, he passed the day before I graduated college.
Sorry for your loss, bro.
Yeah, so that was the turning point. You feel what I'm saying? Of the joint. So it was like, you mean, once that happened, it kind of like threw me in the twilight zone and shit. Then I went to Atlanta. Then after that, in the midst of Atlanta, I'm out there with my bro and all that. He passed. You feel what I'm saying? So the album Ghetto Gospel is in dedication to both of them. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I got my brother on the album. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he the last track of that on Benji Time. Okay. So it's like, you know, I'm carrying their legacy. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So they my motivation, like, every day, like, just to keep going and keep their name alive. Like, they ain't gonna die. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That's how we rock over here. Like, our angels, they don't never die. They with us.
They with us, yes. Like, I highly agree with that, bro. Like, I feel like that's like the biggest motivation right there. Yeah. When you lose a loved one, when you have somebody in your corner and somebody that can push you, that person that was there to push you might not be there in person, but they're there in spirit, you know, and that's what really matters, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Facts.
Like, I felt that deeply though, bro. Respect. But no, like, how do you feel the road been since, you know, being in 12th grade? Because I know, like, you know, I went through the experience. You was telling, I remember we used to come in there when you was in the room and we used to be able to write your songs, and we'd be coming in there and we'd be like, yo, bro, like, so like, how you feel to be about to graduate, we about to go to college? So like,
for real, it's crazy because it's like, because what you was in the grade.
I was in 9th grade.
You was in 9th, but I was what? I was like 1 or 2 grades higher.
You was in like 12th.
When you was in 9th? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you was still there when I came back, when I graduated college.
Yeah, and then came back.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit and shit like that, too. 'Cause you mean, like, at that point, when I was in 12th and you was in 9th, I already experienced, like, the high school shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the game I was giving you and telling you at the time, like, and the rest of the peers and all that, it was more so on the tip, like, I mean, y'all gonna experience this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it ain't too crazy, but it's like the high school shit. It was like, you gotta get through that. You know what I'm saying?
But you definitely did say
yo, bro, I'm telling you, dog. And I said it's gonna be the girls, gonna be all that, but you gotta stay focused. Yeah. Like, you gotta know what you wanna do in the midst of it. Like, and then by the time it's about to be over, like, start leading towards that. Yeah. So, you mean, that's really how I went. But when I graduated college and I came back, because, you know, when you was in 9th and I was in, when you was in 9th and I was in 12th. Yeah. When I graduated, you was in 11th. When I graduated college, you was in 11th grade.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember.
So when I came back and all of that, and I came back to the school, that's when, you know, I had the movie Black Excellence, the movie. Okay. That's the documentary I made on my graduation. Okay. So that's what I was going back to Miss McCall class and all that, showing, you know, the kids, the new 9th graders at that time and all of that, and showing them the story and, you know, showing them how you could turn nothing into something. And keep prevailing. You feel what I'm saying? Every time, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I'm glad y'all was able to see that. You feel what I'm saying? And see me in real time now. Yeah, you feel like what I'm saying? Be able it's about to go even crazier. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all seen the journey though, so y'all could understand it a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying?
Like it is. I definitely feel like, you know, from that time where we definitely was like in 8th grade, it definitely was like a wild how can I say, like a wild ride. Because like you never know what's coming. You know, like college, it was like, all right, you got to deal with this, you got to deal with that. I probably got this going on, but then you got that going on. Because, like, you know, you real involved. But then when you think about it, it's like, all right, I was in high school, I dealt with this, I dealt with that. And it was my community. You know, that's where I lived at. That's my environment. But then, like, when you think about it, it's like, all right, I done left that. I done took that 2-hour drive every day to get up, go over there, drive back. You know, car could be messed up, but you know, gotta make it work, you know. So like, come on, it really definitely like turned me up though. It definitely like this ride, even starting this podcast, definitely like showed me something different. Like a lot of people didn't know, like, you know, I didn't really talk like that.
Yeah, so nigga, like, I remember. You feel what I'm saying? But so you was listening though. Yeah. So like, that's the best part. Like it's cool. Sometimes you don't gotta talk. Just listen.
Yeah, like,
you feel me?
And that's what I use that technique more because it helps, you know, you learn. That's all you gonna learn. Sometimes like it be stuff that I don't be wanting to hear. Sometimes it's gonna be stuff that I do want to hear, you know, but it probably could be wrong from it could be good. But I feel like I definitely, you know, sat down with myself and I thought a lot of the times. And I feel like you gotta give back, you know. Like you graduate college, you know, that's a gift itself. You know, a lot of people don't got degrees. A lot of people didn't play college, but like it is a way for you to like think of something different, you know, take a different option, try to like build yourself. Yeah. Think more, you know, build. And you might be sitting up college broke, you know, like
be like that. Hey, look, all them broke college students, listen, you gotta make it through the struggle. Yeah. Be like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, like, yeah, bro. I'm glad though. I'm proud of you too, bro. Oh, thank you. Because you really on your shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like this, you know, this the start of the podcast for real. But by the time watch, he gonna be at episode 100 in no time. You feel what I'm saying?
No time, man. And on the road. You feel me? And I got a couple of vlogs too that's coming. That's definitely gonna be something in the show. I'm definitely going, you know, we definitely gonna tap. I might have to slide on Atlanta. You feel me? Come on, man. I had to come out there, see how it is out there. Yeah. So how it is to be in a daily life in Atlanta. Yeah. Because I feel like I never really got to experience it for real. Like I went out there, but I feel like I go back out there, I have a different outlook.
Yeah, come fuck with me, bro. You know it's all love. Like, you mean, we gonna carry it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Come on. You know, but you know, I ain't gonna hold you up too much, man. I know you got something to do. You know, got to pop out here. You know, got money to make.
You know, we still sticking and moving and all that. It don't stop. You feel what I'm saying?
So you know, I ain't gonna hold my man. Yeah, listen, tap in the Young Cannon. You feel me? Thorough, you know, individual, stand up dude. You feel me?
Come on, man.
Show love. You feel me? And you got, you know, he show a lot of love to people. You feel me? Definitely give back. So you mean tap in, man. Young Cannon on the gram.
Young Cannon. Oh yeah. At Young Cannon _215. Follow me. Young Cannon 215. Ghetto Gospel. The album is out right now and it's everywhere. The hottest shit you ever gonna hear. And I did it. You feel what I'm saying?
Took it there.
Executive produce. You hear me? So it's like this is what we doing and all that, bro. Shout out Bspotpodcast. We in the building. Let's get it. Y'all World Benji time. Philly, nigga.
Bspotpodcast. We out.